This video is about solving the CSAT paper 2 passages, and the method that I will be sharing with you will actually help you crack the passage related questions without even reading the passage. Few disclaimers before I start. टेक्निक फुल प्रूफ नहीं है. 90 to 95% एक्यूरेसी आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं, which is I think decent enough. You will have to practice previous year UPSC questions at least 2017 से 20 तक, because इससे पीछे के जो क्वेश्चन पेपर्स हैं उसमें पैटर्न थोड़ा डिफरेंट है. एंड समटाइम्स ऐसा भी पॉसिबल है कि आपको पैसेज को एक बार पढ़ना पड़े, एटलीस्ट वंस पढ़ना पड़े फॉर वेरीफाइंग द आंसर. देखिए, किसी भी एग्ज़ाम में अपीयर होने से पहले इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड द माइंडसेट ऑफ द एग्जामिनर. एंड अगर आप एक एस्पिरेंट की सोच से हटकर एग्जामिनर की सोच से सोचेंगे तो आपके लिए आंसर क्रैक करना और भी ईजी हो जाएगा. एंड इन केस ऑफ यूपीएससी कुछ पॉइंटर्स हैं जो आप दिमाग में रख सकते हो. क्वेश्चन के जो आंसर्स होते हैं वो बहुत ही कम नेगेटिव और क्रिटिसाइजिंग होते हैं, चाहे वो पेपर 1 हो या पेपर 2 हो, डजंट मैटर, बिकॉज दे आर डिमांडिंग एस्पिरेंट्स विद पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट्स. सो वो ये चेक कर रहे हैं कि 4 ऑप्शंस में से आप नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स को एलिमिनेट करके एक पॉजिटिव स्टेटमेंट को आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो या नहीं कर सकते हो. इसीलिए जो आंसर्स होते हैं दे आर नॉट इजी कैच. You have to eliminate the wrong alternatives first, and then you will be able to reach the positive statement, which is most likely to be the answer. Most of the times I've seen जो पेपर 2 है उसमें पैसेजेस जो हैं वो कैंडिडेट्स को सिर्फ ब्रेन वॉश करने के लिए डाले जाते हैं. मतलब अगर आप पैसेज को ना पढ़ के जनरल वे में उसके क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करेंगे तो आप बहुत ईजीली उसको सॉल्व कर सकते हो. बट व्हेन यू विल रीड द पैसेज you will actually get confused and you are more likely to mark the wrong answer. There are few identifiers which can actually help you to reach the answer. So these are few pointers that I have actually observed by myself, and if you keep these things in mind it will be easy for you to reach the answer. ऐसी statements जिनकी length जो है वो सबसे कम है उनकी आंसर होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. आई हैव सीन दिस थिंग फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दिस इज़ द केस ऑल द टाइम, बट मोस्टली मैंने ऐसा ऑब्जर्व किया है कि जिनकी ऐसी स्टेटमेंट्स जिनकी लेंथ सबसे मिनिमम होगी उनकी सही आंसर होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ जाती है. ऐसी स्टेटमेंट्स जो थोड़ी वेग हों या एक बार पढ़ने में समझ ना आ रही हो उसके भी आंसर होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ जाती है. ऐसी कोई स्टेटमेंट जो आपको बिल्कुल बाकी की 3 स्टेटमेंट्स में से आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट लग रही है उसकी भी प्रोबेबिलिटी आंसर होने की बढ़ जाती है. फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग सॉल्यूशन ओरिएंटेड स्टेटमेंट्स की प्रोबेबिलिटी आंसर होने की बहुत ज़्यादा है. स्टेटमेंट्स जो किसी पॉसिबिलिटी की बात करें, कैन बी, कुड बी, ऐसी स्टेटमेंट्स की भी आंसर होने की प्रोबेबिलिटी इज़ हायर. न्यूट्रल स्टेटमेंट्स विच आर नॉट टू नेगेटिव और टू पॉजिटिव, अगेन the probability of being the answer is good. Now there are few eliminators. If you find a statement which is practically illogical or irrational, चाहे वो passage में mentioned हो या ना हो, doesn't matter, उसकी भी probability मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा है कि वो statement गलत होगी और you can eliminate that statement. नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स जिसमें क्रिटिसिज्म हो किसी गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी का या किसी इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का, मोस्टली ऐसी स्टेटमेंट्स भी गलत होती हैं. बाकी एक्सट्रीम वर्ड्स जैसे ओनली, स्ट्रॉन्ग, एक्सक्विजिट, इंपॉर्टेंट, इस तरीके के वर्ड्स अगर आपको देखने को मिलें तो डू फोकस ऑन दोज वर्ड्स, मोस्ट लाइकली टू बी रॉन्ग. वेल इलेबोरेटेड एंड सेल्फ जस्टिफाइंग स्टेटमेंट्स, ऐसी स्टेटमेंट्स जिसमें स्टेटमेंट्स को 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया जाए, जिसमें पहली स्टेटमेंट में एक फैक्ट दे दिया जाए और उसके बाद उसको जस्टिफाई किया जाए, या कॉज एंड इफेक्ट वाली स्टेटमेंट्स मोस्टली गलत होती हैं. देखिए, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दिस इज द केस ऑल द टाइम, बट दे आर मोर लाइकली टू बी दी रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट्स. ओके, नाउ if there are statements which are clearly out of the passage, you see that passage से उसका दूर दूर तक कोई रिलेशन ही नहीं है, तो ऐसी स्टेटमेंट्स भी आप एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं. Now let's look into this question from CSAT 2018. I will not be reading the passage because मेरा पर्पस है यहाँ पर बिना पैसेज को पढ़े क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करना. So question number 1, according to the passage, which of the following are the consequences of decline in forest cover? Loss of topsoil, loss of small rivers, adverse effect on agricultural production, declining of groundwater. Now for a moment just ये सोचिए आप कि ये एक पेपर 1 का क्वेश्चन है. So how will you think? अगर फॉरेस्ट कवर में डिक्लाइन होता है उससे लॉस ऑफ टॉप सॉइल पॉसिबल है, यस. लॉस ऑफ स्मॉल रिवर्स पॉसिबल है, यस. एडवर्स इफेक्ट ऑन एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबल है, यस. डिक्लाइनिंग ऑफ ग्राउंड वाटर पॉसिबल है, यस. सो द आंसर कम्स आउट टू बी डी. नाउ इवन इफ यू रीड द पैसेज यू विल फाइंड you're going to mark the option D as your correct answer. But here your time is saved if you apply a little common sense and paper 1 approach, I would say. Question number 2 from the same passage. Which of the following are correct inferences that can be made from the passage? Deforestation can cause changes in the course of rivers. Salinization of land takes place due to human activities only. Intense monoculture practice in plains is a major reason for desertification in tropical Asia, Africa, and South America. If you look into the second statement, salinization of land takes place due to human activities only. You can see this is an incorrect statement because salinization of land जो है वो और reasons की वजह से भी हो सकती है. So this word only is a catch here. You can easily eliminate the second statement. So the answer is either A or D. Now, if you look into the first statement, deforestation can cause changes in the course of rivers. So they're talking about possibility कि deforestation से rivers का course change हो सकता है, obviously हो सकता है. And again, they are not saying कि होगा ही होगा. They're talking about possibility. So first statement cannot be incorrect. So the answer comes out to be A, one only. Question number 3, again from the same passage. With reference to the desertification as described in the passage, the following assumptions have been made. Desertification is a phenomenon in tropical areas only. Deforestation invariably leads to floods and desertification. Statement number 1, the catch is only. You can see desertification is not specific to tropical areas only. Okay, so this is a completely incorrect statement. Second thing is deforestation invariably leads to floods and desertification. This is also a extreme statement because they are saying that deforestation invariably or always leads to floods and desertification. This is not the case all the time. You cannot say कि deforestation से हमेशा floods आएंगे ही आएंगे. So यहाँ पर भी आप देख सकते हो इस extreme word का use किया गया है, invariably, always. Okay, so this statement can also be eliminated. So the answer comes out to be D, that is neither 1 or 2. See, you do not have to think too much कि desertification को आपको passage के context से नहीं सोचना है. Just think about desertification in general जो आपने normally GS के लिए पढ़ा है. Desertification, just think it from that perspective. Now you can see that हमने 3 क्वेश्चन जो है इस passage से solve कर लिए, वो भी without even reading it. So I think it's a huge time saver. Coming to the CSAT 2019 passage, again I will not be reading the passage. Let's come to the question straight away. Which one of the following is the most logical, rational and crucial message conveyed by the above passage? Public research institutions should take the lead in GM technology and prioritize the technology agenda. Okay. Developing countries should raise this issue in WTO and ensure the abolition of intellectual property rights. Now again you can see here, this is an extreme statement. They are saying that developing countries should raise this issue in WTO and ensure the abolition of intellectual property rights. इनका कहने का मतलब ये है कि intellectual property rights होने ही नहीं चाहिए और उन्हें abolish कर देना चाहिए. Which is an extreme statement, extremely negative statement. So it can be eliminated easily. Private corporations should not be allowed to do agribusiness in India, particularly the seed companies. देखिए, again this is an extreme statement जहाँ पर ये बोला जा रहा है कि इनको agribusiness private corporations को करने ही नहीं देना चाहिए. Again it's a negative statement and extreme statement can be eliminated easily. Present Indian circumstances do not favor the cultivation of genetically modified crops. Again, a very negative statement कि आज के circumstances GM crops के लिए है ही नहीं, so can be eliminated very easily. If you read the first statement, public research institutions should take the lead in GM technology and prioritize the technology agenda. It's a positive statement, and moreover, it's a forward-looking statement, solution-oriented statement. So this is most likely to be the answer. So A is the correct answer. Another question from the same passage. On the basis of the above passage, following assumptions have been made. The issue of effects of natural calamities on agriculture is not given due consideration by GM technology companies. In the long run, GM technology will not be able to solve agricultural problems arising due to global warming. If you see the statement number 2, it's a negative statement, and they are sure that the agricultural problems will not be solved by GM technology in the long run. So this statement can be eliminated easily. Now the answer is either A or D. If you see the statement number 1, the issue of effects of natural calamities on agriculture is not given due consideration by GM technology companies, which is actually correct. They are not saying that they do not give consideration at all. They are saying it's not given due consideration. So it's a kind of neutral statement, and mostly we also see in general that the the companies are mostly profit oriented, and it is quite possible that they do not give due consideration to the effects of natural calamities on agriculture. So again, if you do a lot of practice on the passages, you will mark A to be the correct answer, right? It will be easy for you to reach the answer, but if you're still not sure, you can read the passage and verify your answer by reading the passage. But this time when you read the passage, a lot of your time will be saved because you have already eliminated the statement number 2, and you'll just look for the statement number 1 in the passage. CSAT 2019, one more passage. Again, I will not be reading the passage. Let's come to the question straight away. Which one of the following is the most logical, rational, and crucial inference that can be derived from the above passage? Efforts to bring people in India's hinterland into the banking system are not successful. For meaningful financial inclusion, India's banking system needs more number of banking correspondents and other such last-mile workers. Meaningful financial inclusion in India requires that the banking correspondents have diverse skills. Better banking outreach would be impossible unless each banking correspondent is allowed to serve a number of banks. Now, our focus should be on eliminating the statements first. If you read the statement number 1, they are saying that the efforts that we have made so far to bring the people into the banking system are not successful. So this is a negative statement and can be eliminated very easily. If you see the statement D, better banking outreach would be impossible unless each banking correspondent is allowed to serve a number of banks. Again, this is also an illogical statement that banking outreach जो है वो हो ही नहीं सकता जब तक हम एक correspondent को number of banks के लिए काम करने ना दें. So this is again an irrational statement. So this can also be eliminated. Now, the answer is either B or C. For meaningful financial inclusion, India's banking system needs more number of banking correspondents and other such last mile workers. Meaningful financial inclusion in India requires that banking correspondents have diverse skills. If you compare the statement B and C, you can see that इस statement में वो कह रहा है कि अगर हमें meaningful financial inclusion चाहिए तो हमें banking correspondents को बढ़ाना चाहिए, और इस statement में वो कह रहा है कि अगर हमें meaningful financial inclusion चाहिए तो हमें जो existing banking correspondents हैं उनके skills को diversify करना चाहिए. So obviously the statement C is more practical, right? So you can again eliminate the statement B, and so the answer comes out to be C. This is the last question. This question was asked in CSAT 2019. The passage seems to argue against the monopoly of builders and interests of elite groups, against the need for global and smart cities, in favor of planning cities mainly for working class and poor people, in favor of participation of people's groups in city planning. Now, if you look into all these statements, it's very easy for you to eliminate the negative ones. The first statement is a negative statement. Second statement is again a negative statement. Third statement is somewhat positive, but let's read the statement completely. In favor of planning cities mainly for working class and poor people. Okay, let's see the last statement. In favor of participation of people's groups in city planning. Now, if you compare C and D, D seems to be a more neutral and balanced kind of statement. But here, if you read the statement C, they're saying planning cities mainly for working class and poor people. So, you know, D actually is most likely to be the answer, because it's, here they have used the word mainly, which is kind of, I would say, catch for this particular statement. And it's, likely to be a wrong statement. And these, A and B being negative, so it's easy to eliminate, the negative statements. So here the D comes out to be the answer. Thanks for watching the video, and let me know in the comments if you want me to make part 2 for the CSAT, and also some tips and tricks for paper 1. Have a good one. Bye.